Welcome back, One Piece card game players. I'm excited to watch some more funny business. And judging by that graphic, there are still a lot of people keeping it alive with the funny business.
Exactly, yes. And that's actually what we found. So it was funny. So every time between the rounds we go and we find, what do we want to put on stream? And I was walking and all I could find was Goofy, 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 Nami Mirror, Goofy, Nami Mirror, Goofy, Nami Mirror. So we have Goofy again, but it's going to be Goofy versus one of those just one-ofs that we saw at the bottom.
Yep.
The one of undefeated. Yep. It's going to be Goofy versus Nalfatari VIVI?
Yes, the new VIVI from EB, the one that to bring Red Blue VIVI back into this rotation. But no, super excited. I know for a lot of people, Red Blue VIVI is like their pocket pick that they're really happy about. A lot of people liked playing it for the Heroines event too. I'm definitely excited to see how it pilots because I don't know too much about it personally, but that's why we're here to learn.
Yeah, I mean, I think I played the leader late at night on Sim. That's that's my experience with Red Blue VIVI, like just playing that at 3 a.m. and being like, huh.
Yeah.
And I think I was playing Enel at the time, so it was.
Yep.
I
one of those weird
felt
leaders.
That. But I'm excited to see how our VP player plays this matchup. This is just super exciting. This is exactly why I love these sort of open new formats where we have to figure it out.
Yep.
We don't know what's going to happen. Do you know what's going to happen? I don't know.
It's all random to us. So super excited to go into this match. I believe it's going to be VV winning dice roll going second. So we're going to hop right into this match right now. So here with the fist bump, and we see Goofy on the open 1 Dawn. And it's just going to be a pass from there. So no Goofy Searcher, passing to the 2 Dawn play on the VV side. And it's also going to be a pass. So it's pass, and then into Dantas' Dawn 3.
Yep, and both players did mulligan their hands here as well. And it looks like Goofy just starting with that Galdino play. Not the most optimal first turn play. Sort of saying, I don't have one of my weenies that draws me another card. And it looks like going to be 8 at lead. That gets countered out right away.
With the VV event, which its name I don't know off the top of my head, so I will have to look. So I will take 1 second to do so. And production's going to give me a hand with this one.
It's one of these ones. But if we ever see each other again, will you call me your shipmate?
Oh, I want to cry a little bit. And it's basically Rad Beam or VV Beam.
VV Beam. I like that. I think we should call it VV Beam.
Yeah.
And just coming with a Cavendish on 4 and going to swing. That gets taken. And passing it back. So, Cavendish, standard, good blue card. Obviously very good in VV because if your character with a base cost of 4 or more would be KO'd, you can trash 1 card from your hand instead. And of course, VV's effect also allows you to rest the leader and give an opponent's character minus 2,000. And then you can give one of your characters without a when attacking effect rush on the turn. So VV does a lot of things here. And then it looks like for our Goofy, just playing Buggy into Prisoner.
Yeah, so it looks like similar to previous VV that you're playing a bunch of high-value games. You just want to value out your board and play a bunch of good mid-range units and also rush in the late game. But yeah, we're seeing the 6K get countered out as well, so a deck that has ample amounts of counter. And yeah, we're seeing the board just develop on Dantas' side. And I believe it's a pass from there with nothing else to swing.
Yep, just gets countered out with that Ace Sabo Luffy there. Easy kind of counter. And it looks like just some thought going into the turn. KaySumi just double checking, making sure. And of course, this is a brand new meta, so you do need to make sure you know what all the cards do. I find myself frequently checking at my locals.
Yeah, and good manners on KaySumi's side saying, may I look at this card first? This actually is in the rules that you cannot pick up your opponent's cards without first asking.
Is it actually?
Yes, there is usually some card games say that the rules are you must, if an opponent wants to pick up your card, you must allow them to do so. But in actually the One Piece card game, you're not allowed to pick someone's cards without asking first.
Wow, I could have sharked so many opponents on that over the years. I don't know if I would, but I've had people just reach over and grab my trash.
Yes, that gives me the ick. Not that, no judgments for people, but
And the search looks like getting resolved here, taking the Mr. 3 Galdino to hand, allowing, of course, freeze and draw. The best blue card, maybe?
Yeah.
Potentially. And looks like things are getting passed back to KaySumi here for their 6 Dawn turn.
Yeah, so what 6 Dawn play is here? Is there a 6-cost body 6/8 that is good? Because there's a lot of 6/8 bodies now in blue and red that are really high impact, so love to see them. But no, it's going to be a 5-drop. Ooh, double 5s coming through.
Right, the double drop play. Of course, that 5-drop VV allow you to play up to 1 Alabaster or Straw Hat crew type with a cost of 5 or less. And then you cannot play any character cards on your field during this turn, but of course, you don't need to. You've already just played out the Nami, who's going to be a blocker. That will allow you to also just filter your hand. Put 2 things you don't need to the bottom. Nice to see that Nami coming back.
And this Cavendish is live now. It can swing. It can get that cycle down. You also have the leader swing 2 for 5. So KaySumi posturing on how to do this. And it's going to be actually a 6K first into leader, drawing 2, and then pitching 1. So just digging through that deck further, getting to those late game turns, seeing some late game plays. I see a Beckman, and that's going to go away.
Yeah, and that's just a lot of cycling this turn when you really think about it. Like, you've got Nami drawing 3, you've got Cavendish drawing 2. Like, it's kind of crazy to be cycling this much this early in the game. The power of that being half blue.
Yeah, that's when you're playing a blue deck. It's a card draw world, and I'm feeling Galdino must be in this deck, right? Why wouldn't you play Galdino in this deck too?
Exactly. Okay, passing it back here to Luffy. I believe this should be 9? No, 7. 7 Dawn turn. Okay, so do we have a Boa to potentially maybe freeze that Cavendish? Do we have a way to deal with the Cavendish? Do we play Galdino to freeze it? Looks like it is Galdino, the man himself. And that, of course, will now be a unique name, allowing Luffy to power up and be super strong swinging 6.
Is it because there's 2 Galdinos, right?
Oh, there's 2.
There's 2 Galdinos. Technically, they're both Galdinos. Yeah.
Oh, I think I've probably misplayed that before, thinking that they're unique name. That's I think I've done that before. Wow, I forgot about that. They are the same name.
It's actually one of the reasons I like this Galdino, because it's often hard to have a unique Galdino in play because you often pop the 4/5 one right away.
Right.
So this is actually a way to have that unique name present.
So that's just a 5K swing. Correction.
No.
And it looks like it's KaySumi just thinking here on the response. Looks like it. Okay.
Nope.
Looks like she did respond. So now that Galdino effect coming through, resting, allowing 4 Dawn essentially to be attached to 2 separate bodies.
It does give Dantas the ability to threaten this Cavendish, so you can send 2 8s into it. You don't really want it drawing free cards forever.
Yeah.
There's probably other ways you can deal with it too, given that you're a green and blue deck. But looks like now Dantas is just going to go for the popping of Galdino to draw 2. I forget the ordering if you get to decide what to stun first or if you draw 2 first. So I'm going to quickly look that up.
But he does opt to stun the Cavendish, saying, I don't even need to swing at it. I can just keep it frozen, maybe deal with it on a later turn. And this is a lot of swings coming through, using leader effect to restand Dawn. And we can go like 7, 8, 8 here. That's quite a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and you do get 1 free block off this VIVI just because, you know, that 4K body's not going to really be too meaningful to have present. So you can't stop one of these attacks at least. And, you know, I don't know how much VIVI likes dropping your low life total, but, you know, 4 has been pretty healthy for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. All right, and just sort of arranging our Dawn here on the board, cleaning things up while the 7K comes through, and that is the VIVI event coming through again, VIVI Beam.
The VIVI Beam, the crying scene, or to me, the crying scene. And then another 8 coming through, block still available, but KaySumi hovering cards in hand. And it's going to be a block,
Yep, gets blocked out, and using VIVI ability to protect it.
Ah, right. Forget about this thing. So it's getting you these free 1-drop blocks.
That's cool. That's what
pretty
VIVI does.
cool.
She puts her life on the line for her shipmates and herself, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, and passing it back here, 8 Dawn. What does KaySumi have in store for us? 3 cards in hand, drawing for turn. We'll put her at 4. And I just don't know. I don't know what could happen.
I don't know. Like, once we get to these late game turns, there's so many big bodies that if you give rush, just become obnoxious. So I want to see kind of like what are some of the big bodies in this game state. We saw the Beckman get pitched, so the Beckman's not an option here.
Yeah,
but would be kind of nice in order to trash one of these off the field. So we assume that there must be a way to address this board to some degree. It's just so yeah.
Yeah, and I think that would be ideal here because of course we want to prevent, or KaySumi wants to prevent Dantas from just doing a restand, and of course that would require 5 unique unique names on the board, and so maybe just wanting to do some maintenance here, cleaning up the board a little bit before that restand event comes through.
Yeah.
And of course that seems to be the win con that Dantas is going for. We haven't seen the Boa developed yet, so probably the restand event is going to be what he might be looking for, but we see the VIVI swing coming through, just clearing that Luffy back down to 0 power.
Yep. And we still have more swings we can attribute to get some of these things off the board, but now Dantas doesn't have the free event now. So if the board state stayed as it was, Dantas could potentially even just straight win the game next turn by using a restand event. But in this case, he has to redevelop something. So I think it's in KaySumi's favor to keep going. So in this case, a 7 I think is being assigned to the Galdino, and it's also off the board now too. 2 6K bodies left. So pretty beefy prisoners of Impel Down.
Yep.
On another double play.
Oh, wow. Going wide here. Another VIVI coming down. And that allowing to play out the Nami here. The Nami is a 5/7. You can give your leader minus 5,000 power just to draw a card. And then, of course, the activate main. If your leader has Alabasta, which VIVI does, you can give minus 1,000 to a character. Looks like that minus 1,000 is going on the Genius Jester himself. And we also have to negotiate leader effect, which looks like also went down to give minus 3,000. And then rushing the Nami into the buggy.
Yep, and that is gone. That is out of there.
Explosive.
I actually love this combo. It's such like I love when the show and like showing up the friendship of the two and like the relationship of Nami and VIVI in this combo. It's like such a great 2-card combo.
Yeah, that is awesome. And the alt art, of course, too, coming down to play out the Nami. Just a beautiful card, a beautiful combo here, and KaySumi cleaning up the board while building this huge, massive board of VIVIs and Namis.
Yeah, which deck is the aggro deck again? I'm getting lost now. Which deck is supposed to be the aggressive one?
And it looks like Dantas just starting with a 5, saying your hand size is kind of low, so let's keep taxing it. Yeah. That does get a 2K, some information there, and Ace Sabo, Luffy, 3 brothers in the trash, 6 coming through. Will that get taken? Blocked?
Yeah. 9 down on Dantas' side, so nothing is signed yet. So it's going to be, it's going to be the 7-drop Boa coming through, and it's going to stun the Nami. So the Nami cannot be rested next turn, but its activate main can actually still be used. So that's still something in its favor too. But yeah, it can no longer be rested for the following turn.
Yep, and just grabbing, we have a variety of tokens, so just trying to find the one for the effect. Of course, there's so many different ways of resting and preventing attacks nowadays in the One Piece card game. But all we know is that Nami will not be swinging. But like you said, that Activate main can still come through and do some work. Okay, it looks like Crocodile coming down, bouncing, playing out Mr. 2, drawing a card there. So that's a pretty strong turn, freezing a body, establishing a blocker, drawing, and of course now we have the Boa win condition, which can be just swinging with Boa or restanding Boa with Brook.
Yeah, and that is once again in actually the kind of Impel Down All-Stars check position where he's 1 off from having the event be active. So one of the challenges here will be how do you kind of survive this board state? Because I think if Dantas is able to play even just a 1-drop or 2-drop, fill the last slot, use the event, that is a ton of pretty high power swings coming through and an unblockable one at that.
Yeah. Yep, and so we'll see what KaySumi wants to do on this turn. Maybe starting with a Cavendish to see what the draw is. Yeah. See some options. This is a full board. I mean, that's what you want. Lots of characters can put down a lot of pressure on this turn. So the idea is, I guess, how much pressure can KaySumi put down while still surviving any Impel All-Stars, as we call it, or restand event shenanigans. And it looks like just the 6th swing is going to come through. Yeah,
6 into 6, getting that draw 2, pitch 1, probably just digging for an answer 2, knowing that you can't quite go for it this turn, so your answer is probably just deny the Impel Down event still. So pitching the Rayleigh from hand, so that Rayleigh counter is not going to, or that Rayleigh board clear is just not going to be possible.
Yep. And it looks like that just gets 1K'd out with the Daz Bones. Just protecting the prisoners here, saying I want to keep my Impel Down escapees alive. And let's see what KaySumi can do on this turn. I feel like there's a lot of options here. I mean, you've got so much time, you've got the full board.
And just whatever you play can swing right away. So
yeah.
I almost want to keep the Rayleigh would be a pretty good play here because you actually get to clear just like, 2 bodies off the board.
Yeah, that's true. The Rayleigh could have been quite nice, actually.
Especially because you can choose to put the -3 onto the Boa and keep it at, it becomes a 6K and stays at 6K, so it's not as much of a threat with the restand.
Yeah. But it looks like we're just seeing 8 Dawn.
Nope, there's 2 of them. There we go. That's perfect. and we're seeing, -3, I believe, -3 to the Boa, and then -2 to the Croc.
Very nice, very nice. Rayleigh coming back.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh, with leader effect.
Oh! We are learning new things every day. Life is an experience. VIVI is the leader. we are seeing the the combination of minus effects helping get this Boa into the range and required to actually KO it. I believe it was the -3 from two from leader, and then one from Nami, and then the 3 from there we go.
Wow.
So that is a combo for sure. Now this, and now also this Croc is just not going to be as strong of an attacker as well. You can give Rush to in this case, Rush couldn't be given because KaySumi had to use leader ability first,
right,
in order to make it the height to KO with Rayleigh.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be a pass from there. But 2 blockers up. So
yeah, and that 8K cleared the prisoners, so Dantas is just left with this weakened Crocodile on Mr. 2, and I guess some cards in hand like to refill the board, but this looks like a commanding position here for KaySumi, showing the power of this color combo, using the red Rayleigh coming back to remove the board, the blue to draw and find the pieces. And it does look like Dantas can refill the board because that buggy is playing another prisoner.
Yep. So once again, creating that max 5 board and trying to keep threatening that checkmate situation. KaySumi's side are probably looking to use some of these blockers at least because, no Boa means you can actually cash some of these out. So we'll see what happens next. And we see a 6K swing coming through with Bon Correa going to leader 2K.
I think that's the third Ace-Sabo Luffy we've seen. The 3 brothers are just doing work as counter. Oh, and looks like it's going to be the Croc, just going to replay that Mr. 2 that swung so it can no longer be cleared. Very nice. And then, of course, drawing a card from the Mr. 2, attaching 2 to leader, swinging 7. That just gets blocked straight up.
With the alt art and not the reg art. That is, I think that's a bold choice.
We'll have to talk to KaySumi about that.
We'll have to talk about decisions about this game. That calls everything into question.
But I like the block here. I mean, you've already got a full board. Like, you might want to just play another body here anyway. So just take the block. And I think, is that another Rayleigh I spy in hand?
And, I mean, everything here is kind of, like, cleanly clearable. So you can choose to -2 on something, -3 on a blocker, pop the blocker. Yeah, so lots of plays available here. And you can rush it, too. So, yeah, but you just can't... You can kind of address the board to a degree, but you don't fully stop the Impel Down All-Stars from happening. Especially if you leave, actually... both Crocs standing and instead KO one of the other units, you actually keep denying it, but you also do leave more bodies in play. But you can also do something fun where you do -3 on Croc, -2 on Croc, and then pop the Bon Correa.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that would be really nice. I like that, or maybe even just popping the prisoner and leading up the Crocs. Like, there's a few ways to still navigate this that can make things awkward for Dantas to go for that restand event win condition here.
Yeah. KaySumi reminding us why Rayleigh was such a dominant card in the metas that, of the Shanks metas and the previous metas, where it is such a high value tempo card. It is such a clean mid-range card. You get a body out of it, you clear stuff, you also get to minus stuff. Like, it's so flexible. It's a very well-designed red card.
Absolutely, yeah. And typically it was used to like buy time in Shanks, right, for a bigger body. But here we're going to see how KaySumi decides to use it. And it looks like, yep, the other Rayleigh coming down. And she does opt to pop the buggy here, going for that play, leaving up the Crocodile, saying, well, you don't have unique names. You're going to have to get one of these Crocs off the board. Of course, Dantas could just block should KaySumi choose to swing here. And so that might be the way to get the Croc off the board. But then, of course, you only have 3 bodies.
Yeah, and leader abilities can get used, so I believe... Oh, no. Nami ability can get used for -1K. Leader abilities can still be assigned to give this new Rayleigh actually rush as well and start applying some heavy pressure.
Yep, and just starting with, looks like, the leader effect. Yeah, -2,000 on the Croc. These Crocs are... They're weenies.
Yeah, VIVI really getting revenge for all of Alabasta arc on these Crocs.
Quite literally, yeah. Taking revenge here in real time. In 4K, VIVI's just beating up on Crocodile. VIVI has leveled up. And looks like the 7K swing does get countered 2-1 with the prisoners and a Daz Bones.
Dantas really wanted to keep this healthy love total here because he probably knows that he needs a few turns to set up a lethal position with the number of blockers in play and the amount that his board is being nerfed.
Yeah, and I guess if Dantas could just wait long enough, of course those minuses will go away eventually. 8K swing coming through, gets taken.
And then a 9K swing.
Oh, 9K swing. Yeah, another 9K
block
coming through. Blocked. Wow, and again, just the board getting reduced, making it really awkward to play the All-Stars here. I mean, I guess you could, but your swings aren't going to be the greatest. And you also have to have, like a Luffy in hand and another 2-drop in hand. And we just saw that the Mr. 1 was pitched as part of counter. So is there another one? Eva will find something. And it looks like I saw like a 2-drop there. It looks like a boa, some options.
Yeah, so I think there is actually a Mr. 1 or Das Bones. So you can have the option of picking that up and developing your 5th unique name. So that is an option. But yeah, there's also a Luffy searcher there too, and both are going to be playable off as Ivankov.
Yep.
So.
Yep, opting for the boa here. Okay, looking to buy time, I think is potentially what we're seeing.
Yep.
Coming out from Dantas here, but like you said, yes, that there is still the option for a restand event on this turn. There's the Das Bones gets played, drawing a card.
The one that was bounced previously, so playing back out.
Yeah.
I guess here the question becomes, do you play the boa here, or do you kind of pepper attacks in? Because, 3 cards in hand, well, 3 or 4 cards in hand, and technically 3 things can swing here.
Yep.
You can put down some pressure here and be annoying. Because overplaying your board doesn't feel amazing.
Yeah, 100%. Looks like leader effect coming through, returning to 8 Dawn, going with a 5. Always nice to do. That's just going to get free blocked. Yeah. Also nice to do. And just thinking here where to allocate the Dawn. Looks like Bonchan is going to swing here for a 6.
Yeah, clearing the board is actually just not an option because you have Rosie effect essentially for every unit on your board.
Yeah. The only place to go is life, and looks like just going to block again. Like we said, it's fine because you're probably going to play another character anyway. Take the free block. Here comes the boa. Probably going to freeze out one of the Rayleighs here. And once again, we're just seeing this back and forth. Again, now Dantas is representing a potential lethal turn. Of course, KaySumi also representing lethal on board here. Just 1 blocker for Dantas. And we do see 4 swings for KaySumi.
And no Dawn up.
And no Dawn up, so that does represent lethal. And so the idea here will be, does KaySumi want to go for it?
Yeah.
Or is the preference to just build back that board again, maybe do some more removal, maybe block her up? I don't know. It's kind of scary, though, if that All-Stars comes down. I don't know if you can survive with that small hand size.
Yeah. I mean, if you have another Rayleigh here, like we know one is in trash because one was pitched off the Cavendish. Now I'm wondering, wow, if you have the 4th copy though right here, do you once again stabilize just off that? I think even a Beckman might be helpful to stabilize even because I think a Beckman can just clear one of the 6Ks off the board. Yeah. You can swing with it right away too, so you can also still force.
I guess you could also lower the boa and Beckman in it.
Oh
yeah. So still a lot of options here, a lot of ways of sort of just. Again, reducing the board down. And every character that gets removed on Dantas' side is Dawn that cannot be attached and then restood later should the Navy event come through. And let's see. Looks like, okay, made a decision on where to put Nami's effect, -1,000 on the Croc. Just making Croc maybe less of an effective blocker and just starting with 7.
Yep.
That gets respected. Looks like Impel
Galtino
and
yeah. I think Altino and Impel down
2,
prisoners.
1.
No Dawn up for Dantas' side, so no events can be used to cheat out of the 7K swings. And now back to KaySumi. You've got to think about how to address this board, because even if you block her up, if there is a restand event, those blockers are cashing out for maybe a 5K, 6K swing.
Yeah.
Just not going to fully help out, especially with that, the boa in play. So,
yeah.
Go into the tank.
Yeah, just not enough economy, it looks like, from KaySumi in terms of just cards and life and just to survive. It looks like the 8K swing coming through. Of course, if you put down enough pressure, you could force the Croc to block as well, which would reduce the body count a little bit.
10 Dawn?
Whoa. Oh.
Is that 10 cost shakes? Oh, no.
Kaido!
That's a lot of cards.
Blast from the past.
Yep. I love this Kaido card, too. It is such a fun one. And you can give it Rush. You can give it Rush. Swing 12.
Wow.
And yep, the -2 can be assigned to probably anywhere, not because that's a take.
Yep. And here we go. So KaySumi is saying, I was mentioning there's not a lot of card economy, and KaySumi says, well, why did I play the card that draws you the most cards? Yep. Kaido. Drawing 4 cards, and now we're going to see the onslaught coming down, potentially 10 swings, 2 life. It looks like maybe 7 cards in hand. A blocker, starting with 5. Here we go.
Okay.
We're going to Navy HQ.
There's 2 more Dawn that can be assigned this turn before using the 7 Dawn for the event. So 1 Dawn onto Das Bones.
Checking hand size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
enough hand size. So it's 6.
2K.
And
Another
6.
6 coming through.
So looking into the future with our observation hacking, it's going to be 6, followed by 6, 6, followed by 9. Restand events, followed by 2 more dawn restanding, probably into a 6 or 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 9.
Yes. And just gonna
Block
block.
and
Oh.
6 to lead.
Demanding a 2K here or saying take the life. This is just so much pressure here. KaySumi really has to think, use that observation hockey.
Oh, that's 2 1s, I think.
Yeah.
And that's a take.
Yeah, that gets taken. The
That's a 9.
That's going to get most likely taken.
Take.
And everybody stand up. Let's go to the Navy headquarters, or as we like to call it, Impel Down All-Stars, as it should be.
Because the star has 5
named.
points. They're the Impel Down All-Stars. It makes sense. There's no Impel Down All-Stars in rotation. But for those who don't know the card at home, you may rest 6 of your Dawn cards after playing this for 1. If you have 5 or more Impel Down characters with unique names, you may set all your Impel Down characters and leader as active, at which point you can just swing a whole bunch. And that is the game for Dantas. That's going to be just enough swings to end it off. But really great try from KaySumi. I think if you just had the 1 more Rayleigh, but you had to, you had to cycle early game in order to try to look for certain things and stay alive there. But I'm definitely very surprised by this deck, and I'm sad that that there will no longer be this VV in the funny business bracket of our chart.
Yes, but still well played from both players. There was so much back and forth there. It was really looking like KaySumi had it just a couple of moments, dropping those Rayleighs, reducing the power, just keeping the board maintained, keeping the board clear, and preventing that restand event from being used. But it just... Goofy just keeps refilling the prisoners. They keep coming. Impel Down just delivering character after character after character, refilling the board, losing the board, refilling the board, losing the board.
Yep. But no, honestly, such a great time. I also thanks to our competitors to actually, coming in for our stream game. I know sometimes it's intimidating to be at this table and to be on stream, but we always really appreciate when people do it because it's just a chance to show off the funny business. But no, great showing from both those players, and super excited to see what else is now undefeated to grab for our next round too. But I think we might have a short lunch break. But stay tuned. We'll have more stuff to show you guys, and obviously more charts and stuff. Anything else you want to say, Patrick?
Nope. We'll be back soon.
All right, stay tuned for more content, more charts on who's still undefeated, and just more games in general. But catch you guys very soon.